For this problem, we have a graph of a proportional relationship between calories and grams of fish. We have a table and we have a graph. On the graph, notice the line goes through the origin and that grams of fish is on the horizontal axis. We also want to notice that the horizontal axis is scaled by 25. Each line is 25 grams. So there's a line for 25 grams, but 50 is labeled. The next line is 75 grams and 100 is labeled, and it continues like that. On the vertical axis, they're keeping track of numbers of calories. We want to notice that there is a line and then 100. So that means that each of these lines is 50 calories. So it's 50 calories, 100 calories, 150, and the vertical axis continues like that. We are asked to write an equation for the relationship using X to represent the amount of fish in grams and Y to represent the number of calories. Okay. So we know that if we want to write an equation, we're going to write Y equals K, which is the constant of proportionality. They said it was a proportional relationship, so we know we could use that equation. We also know that we could do Y equals mx plus b, but we don't need the b because we noticed already that this line goes through the origin. Now, we're going to want to use a slope triangle to write that equation. So we could pick any line, any place to put a point on this line, but we want to make sure it's where the grid lines cross so that we don't have to deal with estimating or guessing what the actual numbers will be. So I chose this point because I knew I could make a right triangle where I have a vertical line and a horizontal line, and then the horizontal line will meet back at a place where the grid lines cross. Where the 150 came from is vertically. We said that the units go up by 50, so we're counting spaces 50, 100, 150. And horizontally, each line is 25 grams, so it's 25, 50, 75, 100 grams. So this is our slope triangle. We also know that if we put vertical over horizontal, it's also the constant of proportionality. So our equation is y is equal to 150 over 100 times x. And if we divide that, we have y equals 1.5x. And we know that if we want it to look like a slope, right, we could also put that over 1. So that means for each gram of fish, it's 1.5 calories. And we can't see that because the scaling on the graph is so large. So it is worthwhile to do the division. And even though we have 1.5,